When Sarah Thompson pulled into the driveway of her new house in Maplewood Lane, the early autumn sun painted the street in golden hues. It was the kind of neighborhood she'd always dreamed of: quiet, clean sidewalks, front yards blooming with flowers, and the occasional sound of kids laughing in the distance. After years of renting cramped apartments in the city, she finally had her own place. She was midway through carrying a box of kitchen utensils from her car when she heard a cheerful voice. "Hi there. You must be the new neighbor." Sarah turned to see a woman in her late 30s with sandy blonde hair pulled into a loose ponytail, holding a plate of cookies covered with foil. Her friendly smile was immediate and warm. "I'm Emily," she said, stepping closer. "Welcome to the neighborhood." Sarah smiled back, instantly feeling the stress of moving ease. "Thank you. I'm Sarah." "That's so sweet of you." Emily waved it off. "It's nothing. I just remember how overwhelming moving can be. Thought I'd make the transition a little sweeter." From that moment, Sarah felt comforted knowing she had at least one friendly face nearby. Chapter 2: The First Weeks. Over the next few weeks, Emily and Sarah saw each other often. Emily would wave when Sarah drove by, and sometimes she would drop by with fresh muffins or offer tips about local stores and events. One Saturday, Emily invited Sarah to the annual neighborhood picnic. The park was buzzing with families, kids chasing each other, and the smell of barbecue filling the air. Sarah felt more connected than she had in years, thanks largely to Emily introducing her to everyone. Still, Sarah noticed Emily was a little reserved when people asked about her life. She'd smile and quickly change the subject, usually by complimenting someone's outfit or asking about their kids. It wasn't strange enough to be suspicious, just curious. Chapter 3: Something Odd at Night. One evening, as Sarah was winding down with a book, she heard faint noises outside. She glanced through her living room curtains and saw a figure near Emily's porch. The figure wasn't threatening, more like someone carefully placing something by her door. When the porch light flicked on, the person disappeared down the street. The next morning, Sarah casually asked Emily about it, but Emily just laughed softly. "Oh, probably just a neighbor dropping something off." Sarah decided not to press. After all, she barely knew Emily. But the image stayed in her mind. Chapter 4: Rainy Day Visit. A week later, rain poured steadily all morning. Sarah, planning to bake cookies, realized she was out of sugar. She decided to ask Emily. When Emily opened the door, Sarah caught a faint scent of fresh paint. Emily seemed slightly surprised to see her but welcomed her in. The house was cozy, filled with warm colors and the sound of soft jazz. As Emily fetched the sugar, Sarah's eyes wandered toward a partially open door down the hallway. She glimpsed shelves filled with colorful wooden objects before Emily returned. Chapter 5: The Secret Room. Several days later, Emily invited Sarah for tea. This time, she led her to the mysterious room. It was filled with hand-painted birdhouses of every shape and size, some shaped like tiny cottages, others like lighthouses or old barns. "I've been making these for years," Emily explained with a shy smile. "I sell them at local fairs, but I don't advertise much. It's more of a passion project." Sarah was amazed. "These are beautiful. Why keep them a secret?" Emily's eyes softened. "Some things are just personal. I like sharing them when the time feels right." Chapter 6: The Heartfelt Confession. A few days later, Emily opened up even more. Sitting at her kitchen table, she told Sarah about losing her husband several years ago. The birdhouses had been their shared hobby, and after he passed, she kept making them as a way to feel close to him. Sarah felt her heart ache. "Emily, that's beautiful. Painful, but beautiful." Emily smiled through misty eyes. "I guess that's life, isn't it? A little pain, a little beauty." Chapter 7: Helping Hands. Sarah shared Emily's story with a few neighbors, with Emily's permission, and soon, everyone wanted to help. They organized a small event in Emily's garage to paint and decorate birdhouses together. Laughter filled the air as adults and children worked side by side. For Emily, it was the first time in years she had let others into this part of her life. Chapter 8: The Neighborhood Fair. When the neighborhood fair came around, Emily's booth was one of the most popular. Children pointed excitedly at the colorful birdhouses, and many sold within the first hour. Emily looked happier than Sarah had ever seen her. At one point, Emily leaned over and whispered, "You know, I thought I was fine on my own. But maybe I needed this." Chapter 9: A Changed Friendship. In the weeks after the fair, Emily and Sarah became even closer. They had coffee on Sarah's porch, traded recipes, and even started planning small weekend trips. Sarah realized that her move to Maplewood Lane had brought her more than a house, it had brought her a friend who had turned out to be much more than just a friendly neighbor. Chapter 10: The Sunset Moment. One evening, they sat together on Emily's porch swing, mugs of tea in hand. The sunset painted the sky in pinks and golds. Neither spoke for a while. Finally, Emily said, "When you first moved in, I thought I was just being neighborly. But now, I'm glad you're here. You've changed my life." Sarah smiled. "You've changed mine too." The swing creaked gently, and the world felt still, just two friends, side by side, knowing they'd found something rare and lasting.